right, it says we're live.
Okay, I'm just looking for us on YouTube on myself.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, no, the two gigs, the 2 gigs of the extra 2 gigs for the graphics and the extra 2 gigs for the RAM. Oh, being able to broadcast BlueStacks at 60 frames per second makes such a huge difference because everything's so much smoother.
Yeah, I
Still not seeing us.
We got people. We got people saying.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not seeing us on. Let's go home.
Yeah, well, it says.
Oh yeah, there we are now. Yeah, now I can see us. I can see us now. Couldn't see us before, but I can see us now. Good evening, fellow escape podwans.
What was that?
I was going for dramatic. Did it not work?
Are you? Have you become Vincent Price on?
No, I can't do the laugh. I could try, but yeah. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighbor. Don't ever try and out-evil me. I have a British accent. We have the quintessential evil accent. Why do you think? No. Why do you think all the bad guys are British in Star Wars? Because we do evil so damn well.
Okay, Neil, you can be the sophisticated and plotting evil, but don't try to out crazy evil me, because I got you on that.
See, it's just I would put up British bad guys against American bad guys. We're just more evil.
British bad guys who are plotting are better.
We do evil
but
better.
American crazies are better than plotting British bad guys.
Although I will say that guy from I don't know what his nationality is, but I can't even think of the actor's name off the top of my head. He was Blofeld in the new Bond, and he was the evil Nazi in, was it Inglourious Bastards? I can't, but you know the actor that I'm talking about? He does evil really, really well.
He does.
Really well.
I'm sure one of our listeners will pop in. We got 10 people right now before the show begins.
But yeah, no, I think it's because when he's doing, when he's monologuing, because obviously evil characters monologue all the time. When he does his monologue, he's doing it with like a big smile on his face, as if it's like I'm saying evil things I'm about to do, and I'm happy about it. No one said it in chat yet. Yeah, and I can't be bothered to turn IMDb on my.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We won't go into that. But according to my screen,
British
we got
accent
1 minute.
is the root of all evil.
We got 1 minute. Radio silence.
Okay, radio silence.
This is Rick Stevens of Dark Lord's Empire, and you are listening to the Escape Pod cast. This episode is being recorded in front of a live studio audience. Last week in Territory Wars, Dark Lord's Empire faced Yavin 4. That's Paul's guild. And we got the crap beat out of us. I lost the bet, so now I gotta make this stupid intro. Y'all have a great night and enjoy the show.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast. Neil,
Yes, mate?
this is where you're supposed to tell everybody what we have coming up on the show.
Well, it's not like we have an awful lot on the show. It's not like we're giving an awful lot of content. I know you can't see me, but I'm doing content in air quotes.
I mean, but we always talk about what's coming up on the show during
Well,
the...
yeah, but what's coming up on the show tends to be what's coming up in the game, and nothing's coming up in the game at the moment. Well, not that we know of.
I mean, okay, well, I know that we do have a interview with lots of people. We got the Chain Gang coming up.
Oh, yes, that is a good point. We do have the Chain Gang coming up.
And, you know, I know we have Patreon's Choice in the fourth segment.
Well, you know, that's us, though. That's us doing stuff. You know, incoming transmission is us doing stuff. Patreon's Choice is us doing stuff.
Okay, well, I mean, what are we going to talk about then?
Whatever. Whatever this will be, and breaking news as and if it happens. And that's a big if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there. Oh no, it's done it. Oh no, Paul. Paul, we're not on the screen.
Oh no.
We're not on the screen, Paul. But I will do this though. I will do this. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Escape Podcast. You can't see us, but you can hear us.
You can hear us. That is very true. Do you want to try to fix that while we do it? Because I mean, it's the
Yeah, I'll fix it.
audio's gonna work.
Yeah, I'll fix it. I mean, the audio's working fine, but for some reason we're not there. And it's weird. We're not there. So, it was. You know what? You know it was working like 30 minutes ago.
It was.
It
I mean, we
was.
had a problem, then you fixed it. Then we had a problem again, then you fixed it.
And then I fixed it. Yeah. I don't know. What is the world coming to? What is the world coming to?
I have no idea. And I even had a visual joke lined up for when we came back in. Nope, that's a big white screen right there.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's not working. It was working before.
All right.
Okay, let's just get on with the show, and we'll
Let's
talk
get on
while
with the show.
we'll
We'll try to
talk
fix it
while
when
I
it's
while I
separate.
figure out the picture that was working 30 minutes ago, but all of a sudden it's not working now.
So, I don't know. Do you want to throw up a little happy picture of people or something in the middle?
Kind of a bit busy with this, but you know, I'll let me just work on it. Let me weave my magic.
All right, you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the 59th episode of the Escape Pod Cast. And it's Nev's never looked more handsome.
I always look good.
Dr. Feelgood, thank you for that. Zaz is telling us to take the lens cap off.
That Yeah. Yeah, like I didn't already think of that. Like I didn't already think of that. I mean, we're literally just going to have to continue as if, there is no image. And like I said, I don't know why it's doing it, because you know that it was working 30 minutes ago.
All right, we'll try to fix it in the first break.
Yeah, I'll try and fix it in the first break.
All right, guys. So we are on the push to 1,000. So if you feel any sympathy for Neil right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Become a subscriber, and we are on the push to 1,000. Once we hit 1,000, there are a lot of things that are going to happen at 1,000. Neil and thank you, Spartan. Neil and now I got a little circling thing on my screen. I don't know why. Neil will get his haircut. You'll be able to see it. I promise. It won't be blank like this.
No.
He will get all of his hair chopped off and donated to the Little Princess Foundation.
Yep, that's correct. Little Princess Foundation, mate.
Our listener, Bringer of Chaos, will do the same. Another group of 1K on the pledge list is that Deadpool Kyle's giving away $50. And he will also he's going to give you a gift card for either in US $50, Android or iOS, whichever one you're on. And then he'll also will take a poll of your biggest Gear 13 and Zeta regrets, and he will reciprocate it. Apropos will give away to our Talking Picard audience a Star Trek Next Generation poster in mint condition. Sir Boss will get his makeup did and something about a glitter beard. Dagger will take his troopers, known for the long-running segment on Team Wednesday's channel. Will Dagger's troopers beat this? He'll take them all the way to Gear 12. Force Strong will Gear 12 his Jawas, and Run DMV will join Gridden and I in Gear 13, or will join Gridden and I in Zeta-ing Bodhi Rook, and he'll even take him to Gear 13.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's very cool.
So, we ain't got much to go on this week.
No, we really, really don't, do we, mate?
Let me take a look here. Thank you, Spartan, for another follow. That's 2 follows from Spartan, or subscriptions, as they say. And let's see. The latest announcements are the event calendar of April that was posted on the 25th, and game update on the 26th. Oh, what's right under here is developer tracker. Let's take a look at the developer tracker.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Would you look at that? It hasn't been updated since January.
Really? January? That does beg the question, Paul. What's the point? What's the point in a dev tracker if you're not going to update it?
Actually, I take that back. It hasn't been updated since technically November, because the last update note was November 19th.
Oh my God, really? Seriously? That long ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just stupid. That's a stupid long time.
And I want to find out. Let me see here. I'm going to do some research. Developer tracker. And I think I found it. This is the post from SG Crumb.
Mm-hmm.
Or CG Crumb. CGSB Crumb. Wow. I can't read. It'll contain the top issues and let players know a general status. It won't be an exhaustive list of every single issue, but should capture the most common and biggest bugs for the community. I will be updating the tracker approximately once a week after syncing with the team.
So he is updating it, but he's not physically updating it.
October 2019. He's he edited the post in October, but September 30th, 2019, CG made a commitment to us that they would update the tracker approximately once a week.
Well,
and
I mean,
it hasn't been touched in 4 months.
4 months.
At least.
Hey, is that one of the? Maybe that's one of the jobs they're trying to fill.
A dev tracker?
A dev tracker, or a tracker dev tracker, or a dev tracker.
A dev tracker, a dev tracker dev.
It could be a tracker dev tracker or a tracker dev.
It's I mean,
Who knows? Who cares? Clearly, they don't. I mean, come on, we can be glib. It's okay for us to be a little bit glib about this. I mean, it's not productive. It's not particularly nice being glib, but what else are we left to do except be glib about it? They make a promise and they go back on the promise, and they've done it several times now. So, I mean, are we really surprised?
I just wish it would have been one of the things. People that aren't us. I mean, you a little bit.
No, I'm critical, not negative.
Yeah, there's people that aren't us that are entirely negative on this group or on CG. We are, as you said, we're critical about the whole thing, but we're not telling them that they're pieces of crap.
Yeah,
we're
no,
just
like exactly like the event. The event people were using the word trash and garbage, and I went for underwhelming, and no, I was about to say uninspiring there, but it wasn't uninspiring. It was, I mean, it was uninspiring, but I prefer to use more diplomatic terms when I'm using critical language of the what CG put out. I try to be diplomatic with my language. Like, if somebody does something wrong, I would say it's down to either incompetence and or negligence. If someone says, "Oh, they're crap," that's someone being negative. That's not being critical. If something goes wrong, it is because of someone being either negligent or incompetent. That's not being nasty. It's a fact. It's it's using as objective language as possible. I try to refrain from using subjective language. I try to avoid using subjective language as much as possible. Ooh, somebody just made a donation.
We got
Jeremiah Lee Bovey just made a $5 donation. Thank you very much, my friend.
I did not get that on my screen. I concur. Thank you very, very much for the donation. Appreciate that.
Maybe we can put it towards better Zoom, because it's the Zoom that's not working at the moment.
We'll do it for GoToMeeting.
Yes, GoToMeeting. But yeah, so we try to use as objective as a language as we possibly can when being critical of CG. And yes, there are content creators that use subjective language when being critical, and when you use subjective language to be critical, that is interpreted as being negative, as opposed to being critical. If you use neutral and diplomatic and objective language, then the people you're being critical about have to argue back in an objective way. But since CG never argue back because they don't communicate, there's no way for us to know if our criticisms of them is being taken on board.
Okay, so let's look at this a little bit more. We have people. You saw how people were about The Last Jedi and how low people went.
Mm-hmm. Well, people did go lower with the Last Jedi, yes.
Attacking the actor. And
sorry, which actor? Who got attacked?
Kelly Marie Tran.
You can count on one hand. That's not a big thing. I'm sorry. I would disagree that is a big thing. If one person does something wrong and the entire world's media reports on it, that still doesn't make it a thing.
The fact remains, though, is there's people, there were people that then piled on in that mindset, Neil. There are people that bullied other people about liking a movie. And they
that I agree with. Yes,
Okay.
I agree with that.
And they go as far as making personal attacks on people that like the movie. They go as far as driving a person to have to delete their Instagram accounts and things like that over a movie, or over liking a certain, over being part of a certain group. Now, that being said, if CG did respond, can you think of all the mean-spirited memes that would come out of whatever their words were if somebody even slightly disagrees with it?
It's irrelevant. When you are a customer, okay, if you produce something that creates customers, they're customers. Now they can be emotional, they can be vociferous, and some of them will be nasty and mean-spirited. But at the end of the day, there are fans and there are consumers and there are customers. And when consumers and customers and fans are not served in the way that they like, then they will express their distaste and their dislike in various different ways. Some people will be objective, some people will be subjective, some people will be nice about it, and some people will be nasty about it. And lots of different types of people do it. And it happens across the board. There are people that love The Last Jedi that hate the episode 9.
Okay.
And then there are people the other way around. And
let me go into this. Let me go into this, though. There are the whole stance that I was about to take. You mentioned customers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Am I a customer of a movie if I go and see it?
Yeah, you are a consumer of said product. Yeah, you're a customer.
But you were trying to split people. You were trying to separate consumers and customers here.
So you're a customer. So you have paid for something. You've bought a ticket and you've gone and watched it. If you don't like it, you get to complain about that as much as you like. If you're not a satisfied customer. Now, are there right ways to do it and wrong ways to do it? Yeah, of course. Saying I didn't like it because of X, Y, and Z, but you say it in a nice way. I didn't like the cinematography. It didn't inspire me. I didn't like the acting from this. I didn't like this character, but I liked the actor. I didn't like this. I don't like this actor, but I liked the character. And that's fine. And that type of criticism is in my books, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
Okay.
Somebody going, oh, it was shit. It's like, well, you just saying something is shit. It isn't good enough. You need to quantify what it is you dislike about something in a meaningful way.
Okay. Now, Sig in our live recording of this show says, "Are you a customer if you're free to play?"
I am not a customer of a game. No, the game, because I'm free to play. I'm not a customer. Which is why, like I said, I try to keep my criticism of the game as objective as possible and as neutral as possible.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there. I say you are, and I say you should have an objective voice, because what you're doing is they're still making money off of you even if you're free to play. I'm going to tell you that right now. The data that they provide, or the data that you provide to them, goes a long way. You're still giving them time, and time is our 100% most precious resource. So you are a customer, Neil.
I would say regarding the game, I'm a consumer, not a customer, because I don't pay for anything within the game.
No.
I'm not a customer because I don't I've never paid for anything within the game, so I'm not a customer, but I am a consumer of the product that other people pay for. I'm just
That data.
just trying to. The only data that they've got on me though is my age and my sex.
And your playing habits, what time you log into the game, how long you spend in the game,
Mhm.
what type of characters that you go after, what type of characters that you don't go after. Do you farm this way or do you farm that way? Your data points, the time you've invested, you've given them a precious resource. You are a customer. Whether you're a monetary customer or a data customer, you are still a customer, and you have the right and the ability to be able to voice a concern.
Yeah, and you've just said that as a consumer, or as a definitely as a customer, and I would say that as a customer, everybody has the right to complain. And I've always, I one of my favorite things regarding people having a pop at those that complain about a product that they are a customer of. So if you've bought tickets and gone to watch the movie and you criticize it, and then people attack those people criticizing it, that customer, it's like if you go to a restaurant that you've been to 3 times and you've enjoyed the meal, and then you go on the 4th time and you hate and you just didn't like it, it was bad, and you're like, I came back here a 4th time because the first 3 meals that I had were great, but this is really, really bad. And then the other customers around you start having no, you should like it. That is good food. It's like, no, I've just consumed this meal and it wasn't good. And then people attack you for criticizing. It's like, no, that is a good meal. It's like, no, I've just eaten it and it wasn't a good meal. Don't tell me what I do and do not like. Don't tell me.
But you also have to allow them to think that it was a good meal.
And that's fine. And I would argue to that person, it's like, hey, if you enjoyed the meal, that's great. I wish I was like you. I wish, like you, I enjoyed this meal, but I didn't like this meal. It tasted bad. It was bland. It was dry. The condiments didn't come out. The meal was a little bit cold. It wasn't as warm as I would like it. And they're like, oh, they should be like, oh, right, well, in that case, that's a legitimate criticism. My meal came out hot. It was flavor. It was tasty. I really, really enjoyed it. But what you get is other customers in that restaurant criticizing and attacking you and being nasty to you for saying, I didn't like that meal. And that, I see that as, that's negative. That's bad. And
Okay.
that's why that's why I like the restaurant analogy.
Okay, so let's continue on that restaurant analogy, Neil.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So you're at this restaurant and your food came out cold, everybody else's came out hot, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to say. Do you then pull a Karen, demand to speak to the manager, and throw a fuss to make everyone else uncomfortable?
Oh, what? You mean, do you throw a public kissy fit?
Yes.
Like a spoiled child?
Yes.
No. Throwing a public kissy fit and doing it out in the open so that everybody can see isn't the way to get what you want. So I would say that is counterproductive to what you want, because the bottom line is the next time you go back in that restaurant, you're going to be worried if you can ever go back in that restaurant again. Because if you're calm about it, if you say, look, I've been here before and I've really, really enjoyed our previous meals, but this one wasn't really that good. Is there something you could do about it? It was too cold. So the next time, if I come back again, could you just make it that little bit better? And that's fine. But then, like I said, the customers around you that enjoyed it say, no, we don't want them to change it for you, because we were happy with it. So I would, like I said, it's kind of
Okay.
up and down. It's backwards and
this
forwards.
is-
It's subjective. It is subjective. But to get what you want, you should be as objective about your criticism and complaint as physically possible.
Okay. So let's. So now that you've gotten this cold meal, instead of throwing a public hissy fit, are you then though well within your right to go on Yelp and write them a bad review for that visit?
Well, yeah, of course you are, because you've had a bad experience, and if there are more good experiences than bad experiences, people will ignore. If it's a 4 out of 5, if 4 people have said it's good and one person said bad, you're more likely to take a punt at it. If it's 50-50, you're not sure.
Okay.
So it depends on how many people. So if you were perfect example,
but you're going through
Twitter,
the proper...
you go on Twitter and you say, just watch this movie. I was disappointed. I liked what I saw in previous movies by this cast, by these characters, but on this occasion, I wasn't very happy. I wasn't happy for reasons X, Y, and Z. I won't be going to watch it again. Blah. That's it.
Okay, so you're fine with people taking the proper mediums and the proper ways of doing things. I'm wrapping this up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to, reveal the entire reason why we've gone down this analogy.
Mm-hmm.
But so taking the proper channels instead of throwing a hissy fit. Now let's go back to the hissy fit real quick.
Sure.
If you're throwing a hissy fit in the middle of this restaurant, and let's even say, Neil, that you were sat in the VIP section of this restaurant, okay, and you're throwing this hissy fit. Is the restaurant well within their rights to ask you to get the hell out of their establishment?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're in breach of the terms and conditions for being in the restaurant, then absolutely. Normal levels of decorum are expected. And, if a restaurant wants to 86 you, I 100% respect the right of the establishment to 86 you. I reserve the right of any public-private establishment to say, hey, look, we reserve the right to not serve you. You're being rude. You're being disruptive to our other customers. We would like you to leave. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that the person that was throwing a kissy fit or complaining as vociferously as the reason they got kicked out does not have the right to do that. There are varying different degrees and varying different levels. Some things make... If nobody did the CMs in territory battles, how angry would you get, Paul?
I would be pretty darn angry with my guild.
If I was in a guild and nobody did their CMs, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. See? Degrees. To you, something like that is a red hot poker. To me, it's a nothing burger. So it's subjective, that the way people react to other people's reaction is just as subjective as the reaction itself.
Well, I mean, if you're throwing a hissy fit and all of a sudden the establishment no longer wants you within their premises, it'd be really nice if they took away your meal and told you to get the heck out.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the kind of actions that forced the closure of A, the Game Changers program, and B, the revocation of test accounts, which we'll get into in just a moment after this break right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Macias today on Discord at all lowercase Macias number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at maciasmods@gmail.com. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod cast.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Air could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/The Escape Pod to sign up.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways want you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
This is Hellenix.
Hashtag shameless self-promotion.
And you're listening to the Escape Pod Cast, part of the Escape Pod Castaways Network.
The Escape Pod cast.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast, videoless.
At least throw up some text, Neil. Say, video broken, come back later.
Yeah, well, you and I both know that it was working like 30 minutes before we went live.
Just throw up some text. Use text GDI or whatever you need to do. Throw something up there that says video unavailable or something like that. So people coming here are like, what the heck's going on? Anyway, Buzzsaw mentioned that the last nice meal that he experienced, he complained loudly, and he gave a terrible review on Yelp. You know that, Neil?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
His mom says that he'll never be invited to Easter dinner ever again.
Yeah, I read that. I had to stifle a laugh because obviously, the mics were hot at the time. So yeah.
So that $5 was Jeremiah Bailright Papichulo joining our Patreon. So thank you Papichulo for joining up.
Yes, thank you, buddy.
So
okay, so
right.
you were about to go somewhere before we went to break. So why don't you tell everybody where you were about to go?
So we have people that constantly slam CG, no matter what they do, and then they complain when they get their test accounts pulled from them. There were some good people caught up in getting their test accounts pulled because of that. Mm-hmm. Now, here's another thing, Neil, that I don't know if you are aware of or if our contact told us, but a very good source has also told me that the Kraken chat is gone as well.
Wow, really? Or no, that does surprise me.
So
that really surprises me. The Krakens are in business. There's something called an alpha consumer, and Krakens are alpha consumers.
Yeah, the plan, according to what I understand, is that in the next month or two, we will see a new style of test account, a new style of possible whale chat. But everything is going to be fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not we get somebody that reaches out to us, We don't know. Could it be the test? Could it be the flat out test account that we were promised back in, I think it was November? Could it be those test accounts for public consumption? So you're putting up
A meme slideshow.
a meme slideshow. All right.
But for
Well,
those of you listening in on the podcast, just so that we've got something nice and pretty and entertaining for the people in live chat to watch, I've thrown up a meme slideshow.
So, the fact that these things, the things that are happening, all of this, all the whining has caused them to first disassemble the entire program and then kill the test accounts, kill the whale chat, all of this. It's
frustrating.
It is.
It is. Don't get me. I'm right there with you. I am, frustrated that this is happening to. I'm frustrated that this is happening. I really, really am. The test accounts. I mean, I've said to you in a discussion the other, the other day, the person I feel the most sorry for out of all of the content creators that have suffered as a result of the loss of the test accounts is Skeletrix.
Yes.
Skeletrix, his content was 100% from his test account. He would go to town. He worked so hard. I mean, perfect example of the effort and the workload and the time and effort that he put into his test account. He was the first person to solo team the heroic Sith raid. Nobody's ever done it before. He did it with his test count.
Wait. I thought another former game changer soloed it first.
Well, there's a little bit of controversy there, you see, because even though that's what people were led to believe in the video, the team dies just before Trey is defeated right at the end of the fourth phase. Skeletrix completed it. So he was technically, there's no technically about it. He was the first person to complete it. I'm sure Arnold has completed it, but that's not what he put on his. That's not what he put up on his video. But Skeletrix, I mean, he went to town on the mod. He would have had to have relicked, modded. Like I said, time and effort. He is the person that I feel. He is the content creator that I feel the most sorry for. I mean, there was another content creator that used Cubs Fan Han, his 1v1s. His 1v1 tournaments. That was with his test account. So
yeah,
no more 1v1s.
It was that. He did do one final one.
He did one final one. Yeah.
And no spoilers here. Go watch it. It was the 1v1 tournament to end all 1v1 tournaments.
Mm-hmm. But so yeah, I'm right there with you. It is frustrating. I mean, it's going to be like stupidly frustrating for the likes of Skeletrix, and it's going to be frustrating for all other, all other content creators that had access to a test account. And but you know what? I mean, the way that I see it is. This is where the ingenuity kicks in, right? This is where the ingenuity kicks in. If we want to see a team or if we want to see a squad, the community will giveth. CG giveth and taketh away, the community giveth back. And we could probably, each of us content creators, dive into our Discord servers and we could find someone with, if we wanted to make a video about a very specific faction, say somebody wanted to do something about Phoenix, Relict Phoenix squad, how good they are, how bad they are. There's probably someone, in your Discord server that's got Relict Phoenix. There's probably someone that's got Relict all sorts of factions, and you can go into your Discord server and you can speak to the community and you can get what you need. It's going to be a little bit tougher. and it's going to take a little bit of time, but, Content Creators United and lots and lots of people out there with various different stages of accounts. I think the biggest Frank Underwood that we as content creators can give back to CG is to say, fine, take it away. We're still going to put out content. We're still going to get what we want. And you know who we're going to get it from? We're going to get it from the very community that you keep on ignoring and the very community that you keep snubbing.
Well said.
And that's what's going to happen. And that's what I hope happens. And if we need something from the community, they're always there. There are always people offering, I've just got Ray, or I've just got Kylo Ren, or I've just taken them to Relic 7, or I've just created this team and I've just done this in Squad Arena. Do you want some footage of it? Yeah, bring it on. Give us the footage. If you're getting maxed out teams from the community, you don't need the test account. And that's what we need to do. That's what we come back, and like I said, that's our Frank Underwood to CG taking away the test accounts. It's like, fine, it's not going to stop us creating content. It's not going to stop us being critical of you. It might slow down some of the things that we want to show the community, but it's not going to stop us.
But it takes, and here's the problem with that sort of thing, Neil, is that it takes the Krakens to put out that type of footage.
Yeah.
When it could have been done by people, I'm not saying the Krakens aren't theory crafters, but the Krakens turn to the theory crafters.
Yes.
Like Skeletrix, like Biscuit Weasel, like Bulldog, like Operation Metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
They turn to those people to get ideas to use on their Kraken accounts,
Mm-hmm.
and then they feed the information. The test accounts, if you will, gave an opportunity for content creators, big and small, because they gave Thaddeus a test account.
Yeah.
They gave McMull test accounts. They gave all the smaller content creators test accounts as well.
Yeah.
Which allowed them to expand.
No, I will definitely concede that. I would definitely concede that to you. Theory crafting will suffer as a result of the loss of test accounts. I completely concur with that 100%. Yes, that is one thing that will definitely suffer.
Now,
the test accounts did provide a lot of choice and opportunity for, especially with Operation Metaverse, for good, solid theory crafting.
Yeah, and that's the one that I'm mostly sad about. Now, with this whole revocation of the test accounts, from the content creators, is there possible, because we're tying both of our monologue segments into each other here, is it possible that they took away the test accounts to stop people from finding a loop in certain things, like what was found by Skeletrix?
Yeah, there is a legitimate argument for that. Somebody could be like, yeah, we've got to get rid of the test accounts because, they're beating this and they're beating that, and they're figuring out how this team gets defeated and how that team gets defeated. Now, I would counter that with, there's always a Kraken that has a team that can beat another team, and that team can be shared with the community from a Kraken's account, especially in Squad Arena. So I wouldn't say that it's a necessity in order to, beat the game. But, it's kind of, I would say 50-50. I would agree with you, but there are certain caveats I would put on that. We can find counters to certain squads with Kraken accounts regarding the Squad Arena, but you would not be able to do what Skeletrix did on the Heroic Sith raid with a regular Kraken account. You'd need a test account for that. Stop it.
But they can't see me playing with my dolls.
Yeah, but I can. And
I'm playing with my Dr. Evazan and Pondo Baba, trying to make Neil laugh. It worked.
don't lie. Don't lie. You were truthful the first time. You were playing with dolls. Not action figures.
With my
dolls. Playing with his dollies.
I'm Dark Helmet. So anyway, so the next thing that we wanted to talk about, Neil, what did you have on the docket there?
Well, I wanted to give props to Skeletrix for his first Sith raid. We wanted to talk about the test accounts, and I think the only thing left was didn't you wanted to touch on the job thing, the CG job thing, didn't you?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about this. So guys, I know Cubs did this by going through all the names of the roles that were there. We do have a senior development director, but that's in multiple places. When we really look at the jobs that were posted, that the people that talk about the 16 jobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm not going to count the one that has multiple, except for technical director, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. That one is absolutely 100% for Star Wars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 of them. 10 people in the group in a studio the size of Capital Games. People seem to forget that they have been touting a new game that they're going to be coming out with. Mm-hmm. The only one that blazingly to me is Galaxy of Heroes is technical director Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah. That's the only one that is game specific.
So all the people, with the naysaying and oh my god and going crazy. This is not spelling the doom of other people's jobs at Capital Games. They could be expanding, and good on them for that, because with more people, there is the old adage, too many cooks spoil the broth, right?
Yeah.
But there's also an adage that knowledge is power. The more knowledge that can be bestowed upon others will make it easier. Let's say that 2 of these 10 jobs in Sacramento are part of Galaxy of Heroes. Those 2 could breathe fresh new life. One of our, I wish that I had the name. I really wish that I had the name. I'm going back up here to see who it was. Or just yell out if it was you. This game has been around for 4 years. I've been playing this game for 4 years. You've been playing this game for 4 years. It is an anomaly, if you will, that we actually have seen this game last this long. We can half kid ourselves that it's the community that's keeping this game going. It is a large part of it, but they have spewed out content upon content upon content. No matter what your specific choice of the word content being, and it was Ando. It was Ando 90, one of the people we're going to be talking to coming up in our incoming transmission. the fact remains that there are so many factors that they've given us that has kept this game going. I'm loving the fact I'm enjoying farming a character again. I probably spent, I can't even think, maybe 7 months with every single 7-star character, with the exception of Malik, which I had to level up as I went. The fact remains that I spent that time with all the 7-star characters that were available, and to me, that's when things got stale. So I don't understand how a Kraken can deal with having everything. I'm enjoying farming Sith Trooper. I enjoyed farming Hux. The drop rates could have been a little bit better, but I enjoyed doing something, that entertained me, that kept my time. And one thing comes to mind as I'm watching our concurrent viewer numbers continue to go up, Neil. The one show that we aren't showing our faces, we're doing much better in our numbers. I don't get it.
Right. Okay. Would you like my opinion regarding the job thingy?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a nothing burger.
A what?
It's a nothing burger. There's nothing to it.
What's a nothing burger? Is that a burger with nothing on it?
It's nothing of value. There's nothing to it. There's literally nothing to it. It's a site advertising jobs. Now, CG isn't just Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We know because we've known for a while that they're working on something else. It's not Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, but they have been working on something else. Clearly, they need some more employees to work on that without taking people away from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So that's what they're at. I mean, one of those jobs was for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. All of the other jobs could be for whatever else it is they're working on. And here's the thing. If they are doing that, that's good for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because what it means is they're saying, right, okay, we've spread ourselves too thin. We're trying to do Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and work on this other project. Let's bring some people in solely to work on this other project so that our current staff and our current workforce can work on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So I don't see it as something... I really don't see it as an issue. I look at it and think when every single one of those jobs is filled, there are people who are splitting their time between the new project and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They're probably not going to be splitting their time anymore. So that's the way that I look at it. That's the way I really don't think it's an issue. I think that they're just looking to hire a few more people to work on their new project so that anybody that's working on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and splitting their time with the new CG project is no longer splitting their time. So that's my opinion on it. Short and sweet.
So we're both in the same boat, saying
this is not about people at CG losing their job. It's not about people, not enough people working on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes at CG. I do genuinely think they're like, hey, we've got a heavy workload right now. Let's bring a few extra people on. We'll bring on 12 people to work on the new project. And then the people that are stretched thin on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes can concentrate on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because for the last 4 months, we've done nothing except tout this wonderful, great Galactic Legends event, and the customers and the consumers aren't happy with it. So maybe we have been stretching ourselves too thin. Let's bring in some extra people.
Well, there you go. So, it's not the fact that people are losing their jobs. It's not the fact that people have been fired. It's the fact that the studio is growing. The video game industry is growing. As adults, as people have more time on their hands, especially right now, entertainment industries are growing. Especially in a capacity to where, they have to find more people to create other things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, people don't have to. People shouldn't be worrying.
Yeah, I really, it's not something to. It's not something to worry about. It's something to obviously not right now because we've got the beer bug / lager lurgy floating around, and obviously that's going to put the kibosh on any new hirings. But when those new positions get filled, it could potentially be a positive. It could mean, devs whose time's being split. It's like, right, okay, let's get stuck into some Mandalorian content. I don't have to work on that second project. I can be all Mandalorian, or I can be all Clone Wars. So I look at it as a potential positive, but it's definitely not a negative. Definitely not a negative.
All right. And one other thing that I want to have a little bit of fun, and I want to thank both of my shard chats, if you will. And I think they did this to me on purpose. On April 1st, the evening of April 1st, when my payouts came around, for the first time in my four-year Swaga career, I hit number 1 in both arenas at the same time.
Nice one. Yeah, you sent me an image. Yeah, I remember.
I did. So a personal thank you, especially to Immortal Daffy Duck. He thank you for working with me and knowing that I was simply gatekeeping down below for a while to make sure that nobody was in the way. And thank you for allowing me to climb my way up to the top for the first time, as I said, in my Swaga career. So,
well said.
All right. Coming up after this break, we got 2 breaks coming up. In between the breaks, story time with the llama with her next installment of the faction series. You do not want to miss that one. And then after that break, we have the incoming transmission that you won't be able to see. So we'll do our best for everybody to have a distinct voice for a 6-person interview, 6-ring circus. We are going to interview the Twitch Chain Gang, a group of people that do their GACs one after another and pass off to the next person. It makes an afternoon of Twitch streaming and viewing a hell of a ride, and they are extremely talented, and I look forward to I don't know how I'm going to do this intro. I might need your help, Neil.
Oh, no. You're the master of ceremonies.
Coming up,
I might help you.
On the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hey there, Escape Podawans. Everyone's favorite llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod cast is on social media. That's right, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. So give us a like, give us a follow, and stay up to date on all things in-game and in the Escape Pod. Our account links are down in the description or on our Discord server in the Show Links channel. See you on the net.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
Back to school. The Escape Pod cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Podawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod cast for kids. Last week, of course, was our inaugural episode of the new series, Faction Facts. This week, we're digging into a faction that is near and dear to many people's hearts, especially TepCon's own biscuit weasel, the Night Sisters. There is a lot of information, so I want to get right to it. This faction is comprised of 8 sisters, and they are available in a lot of places. Asajj Ventress is available in the Squad Arena store. Mother Talzin is available on the light side hard node 8A. Old Daka is available in the Cantina store and on dark side hard node 4B. Talia is available on Cantina node 1G and on the light side hard nodes 2D and 2F. Night Sister Zombie is on dark side hard node 8D. Night Sister Spirit is on Cantina node 7F. Night Sister Acolyte is on Cantina node 2A and in the Guild store. And finally, Night Sister Initiate is available in the Galactic War store. Now, because these characters are available to farm in so many different places, it makes them an ideal team to start in the arena. You can pull together a team of 5 fairly quickly, and if you get Zombie and her resurrection ability geared up, you'll be pretty unstoppable against a lot of the other new players in your shard. Something really unique about this faction is that there are actually 3 different characters with leadership abilities, and each leader can be used in different ways and can completely change the way these characters work together. So the first and probably most popular leader is going to be Asajj Ventress. Now, these teams are mostly offensive-based teams. Her leadership ability gives the team plus speed, plus offense, and her Zeta ability gives a ton of turn meter gain. Now, like I said, this is great in offensive situations. You're definitely going to want to use her lead if you have them in your squad arena. Plus, they're really good on offense and territory war, GAC, and they're really helpful in the dark side territory battles. Now, the second most popular leader is going to be Mother Talzin. She's more of a defensive leader. Her leadership ability gives the squad plus potency, plus speed. She has plague debuffs and special abilities, turn meter gain, plus with her Zeta ability, defeated allies can actually assist when another sister uses their basic ability. So, for example, if you're working a squad and your Talia gets defeated and old Daka hasn't brought her back yet, if someone uses a basic ability, Talia can actually come back and assist with that basic ability. The third and probably least popular lead is actually an old Daka lead. This is also a pretty defensive team, but the Mother Talzin one just tends to be a little bit better. Her leadership ability gives the Night Sisters additional health, additional defense, and her leadership ability actually tends to work a little bit better in the 3v3 GAC compositions. Now, the Night Sisters can also be used in the Heroic Sith Raid in 2 different phases. You can use a Mother Talzin-led team in Phase 3 and an Asajj Ventress-led team in Phase 4. That's all for me, and I want to know what faction you want me to cover next. Put your suggestions down in the comments on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter, or head over to our Discord server and send me a message. Tune in next week for more story time with the llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord at all lowercase Micaeus number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at micaeusmods@gmail.com. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast now offers our faithful listeners a way to show their support via merchandise. Declare your allegiance to Team Paul or Team Neil with official shirts, get a story time with the llama button or magnet, or just represent the show by getting an official logo hoodie. There are now even Team Scotty and Team Heinzie options available too. Become an official Padawan today. Check out the merch at escapepodcastaways.com.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast. I've got everybody's icons up. We're still having some visual technical difficulties, but you will be able to hear everybody. So, Paul, the master of ceremonies, take it away with those intros.
If you lined all these guys up, they would look like the movie The Usual Suspects. Each and every single one of them have a unique flair to themselves. Each and every single one of them are a very, very qualified individual in this game. I'd like to present to you, but I'll let you listen to the dulcet tones of 4/6 of the chain gang, I think it is, 2/3. We have Ninja Chucks, Flair, also known as Gaming Embers, Rand B 2307, and Ando 90. I'm going to introduce each of them so you get to know their voice, so you know exactly who's talking, or we'll be calling them out as we do this interview. But Ninja Chucks, say hello to everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
Give us a hello, gaming.
How you doing?
All right, Randby.
Hello.
And Ando 90.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So hopefully you're able to understand each and every single one of those voices. And as you make a point, guys, since our audio and first and foremost, we are a podcast, so it would help in relation to that you did say who you were, if you will. But let's go in that direction for this, and just in the same order that I went through in this, let's have you guys introduce yourselves and answer the 3 questions that I like to ask every single one of our guests.
Just before you do that, Paul.
Yeah.
The magic of technology. Shazam.
Did you fix it?
Can they see us?
Yes,
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know because
I'm waiting.
I have a 7-second delay.
Everybody can see
See
us.
Everybody
man.
can see us. Excellent.
Yeah.
So I have to stop picking my nose.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody put their clothes back on.
I was just about to do something.
Well, I'm glad that you fixed it, but I'd still want especially for our podcast audience. I'd still like you guys. We'll introduce you as we go along, and just be like, "Hey, Randby here. I like pie because pie's delicious. That kind of thing." All right. So, Ninja Chucks. The 3 questions that I'm going to ask you here is: when did you start playing this game? Are you a minnow, free to play? Are you a dolphin, whale, kraken? And then the 3rd question: what is your favorite faction, African or European?
All right. So when I first started playing, I had just started working in a new town, and I needed something to do. So I started playing just after the game came out. I didn't get serious until about 6 months, 8 months into the actual game. And then the second question was
Dolphin, minnow, kraken.
I am a dolphin. I'm like so it was a little difficult because there was a time where I spent quite a bit of money when I was probably GP area, like 2 million to 3 million. I was spending quite a bit of money. Then that all changed after the gas event, and I was strictly free to play because I was upset with how things were rolled out.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my way of protesting. And then the third thing that I remember you said, which was what again?
Favorite faction?
Favorite faction? Oh, Knights of the Old Republic. I played it on Xbox and PC back in the day, and I absolutely love them. I can't help it.
All right, Gaming Embers.
I think my muted. I started playing in February of 19. So I'm about 1.6 million GP. Let's see here. I would call myself a little baby dolphin. I'll spend a little bit here, and a little bit
baby.
there. Huh?
Ickle baby,
Echo
you've been
baby.
playing since 2019. Oh, that's so cute.
Just a little bit. But a little bit of a dolphin I'll spend on a marquee here and there. Refresh if I need to. Favorite factions, Clone Troopers. As soon as Shock T came out, I fell in love with the Clone Troopers.
All right, Rand B, what you got, my friend?
I want to say that I started the game probably around when it started. I do remember that I had like a Luminara and she was significantly good at that point. I honestly, it must have been around that time. I don't remember exactly when.
Yeah, now you're definitely showing your age.
Yes. Then I left the game and then I came back and now I've been in my latest main account. I have been playing it for, I want to say, about 2.5 years or so. And it's about, it just hit 4 million GP. I do not really spend in the game. I try to be free to play. I've been mostly free to play on this main account that I have. I have only bought characters just because I was trying to have fun. I wasn't taking it too seriously. I didn't have a guild I was pressuring. So I bought Death Trooper for $20, and then I bought Bastila for $20. I think that's pretty much all I've spent. That's significant, really.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Favorite faction?
Sith. Love the Sith.
Dark side fan.
Yes.
All right, and then Ando90.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ando. Kind of like Rand B, I started the game, I think pretty much right around the launch, but I'd quit for a while. I was playing another game at the time.
What were you playing? What took you away?
So there was a Plarium game before even like what's it called? Raid Shadow Legends. It was called like Vikings, and I really, really liked it. It was so much fun. But then that became like so pay to play. So I just said, all right, screw this. But then I came back, and I remember I came back like right before Solo happened. And I remember like, what the heck is this game now? Because it's like way different. And it was just hilarious. Like there was no such thing as like a Zeta or anything like that. So, but yeah, like when I left and then when I came back, like that was all the rage, obviously. So I came back like right around Solo, right before Solo released. And then I'd say my favorite faction is probably Galactic Republic. I'm a huge prequels fan, so I love anything that's Galactic Republic. And was there another question that I missed?
No, that was it. When did you start playing? Are you a whale, a minnow, a dolphin? What's your favorite faction?
I'd say I would say like I am probably a whale whenever something comes out. Like if something comes out that I really want it, I will whale for it. But other than that, I try to stay free to play.
So you're a choosy whale.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like for the past like 6 months. I did get I did whale on Kylo Ren, but other than that, it was just because I wanted to, and I was like, well, he's supposed to be overpowered, right? So
which Kylo Ren are we talking? Supreme Leader?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Supreme Leader.
So you've got him.
Yep, I do. Yeah, I've been making YouTube videos on him as well. So
excellent. That's something that we're going to get into. So
yeah.
Ando, what? Let's revert. Let's do a snake draft here. Let's reverse it on up.
Right,
Ando,
you
like
first.
it. So what type of content do you create? Aside or do you? I mean, there might be one of you guys that doesn't. What type of content do you like to create outside of your Twitch stream?
Yeah, so outside of the Twitch stream, and really just with the Twitch stream, obviously it's all Grand Arena. So I try to make my YouTube videos, complement those as well. So I try to give out, like I just started maybe a month ago, I guess, but I try to give out tips of like how I do stuff. There's like one of my videos is like a Sith team, like an Emperor Palpatine team, like all Gear 12 characters can go against a Grievous team that's fully relicked and beat it, so long as there's no BB-8. So that's like kind of one of my things. But now I'm like really into the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, trying to figure out, because I'm convinced that we jumped the gun on him and that he's actually really good. And so we just got to figure out what we got to do for it. So it's been really cool. Like I'm in the First Order chat and stuff like that. So we are all like trying to figure out what team comps go in, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I personally am going after Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, or Slacker as a lot
Yeah,
of people are
Slacker.
calling him. I'm loving that he's called Slacker.
Halo Ren.
Halo Ren, I like
those-
that.
Halo, that's a good one
hold on.
too. Yeah.
Those that call him Palo Ren. Hang on.
Screw you.
My free to play tears here.
I'm not giving you any free to play tears.
All right.
I don't cry about it.
So Rand B, what do you do outside of Galaxy of Heroes Twitch? So I mean, if you do other things on Twitch, but that aren't Galaxy of Heroes, what are those as well? And Ando, was there anything outside of Swaga? Since I didn't cover that.
So I, just because of the lack of, content, as we like to call it, I have picked up Marvel Strike Force, and then also everyone convinced me. I know Spartan's in the chat as well. They all convinced me to get the Disney Sorcerer's Arena. So I have been dabbling in that. But yeah,
look at that reaction. Look at that reaction. That's DSA. CG, I hope you're watching.
And you know what, CG? I'm also on the DSA bandwagon. We'll get to that later.
I love it. Yeah, we'll get into it.
All right. So Ranby, what you got for me, bud?
All right. So obviously from that reaction, you know that I'm starting to do the Disney, and I've been going very heavy on that. I also like to jump in on Ninja Chuck's streams to do some Warzone. That's been a lot of fun. If you guys got to stop by just to see that, it's awesome. It's hilarious. We have a really great time. Outside of Twitch, I don't do a whole lot. I really do some art and things like that. Like my logo, it's a drawing that I did myself and like things like that. But I don't really do YouTube or anything like that. I don't know. Sometimes I do Pokemon because I love Pokemon. And
which one?
Oh my God. Well, I used to do mainly. I used to stream Hard Gold and Soul Silver, and I would do like a Nuzlocke where your Pokemon is fainted, then it's dead, and you kind of have to catch more. It's like a little challenge type of situation. I don't do that as much as often, but it's really fun when you can't pull it off and do it.
Well, which version are you playing? Are you playing Let's Go? Or are you playing? But I know Gold and Silver. But are you doing anything with the new Switch ones?
I don't have a way to stream it right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, I do have it. But I'm gonna go heavy on the Disney as well. Absolutely.
All right. Embers, what you got, buddy?
So just started doing Marvel Strike Force. I'll be jumping into DSA on streaming. I've been playing it for about a week now. Outside of those, I'm really kind of a lot of a variety streamer. Basically, whatever comes out that I want to play, I'm gonna play it. Been going hard on Animal Crossing, where it just came out last little bit.
What kind of fruit do you have?
My island has apples.
Okay, then never mind. I don't want to be your friend. I'm still looking for someone with oranges. If you have oranges, reach out to me. You have them?
I have them now.
Okay, then we can be friends.
But other than that, I've been going really hard on Minecraft, where it's just been doing a lot of updates, and there's had a really big resurgence as of late. Other than that, it really just depends. YouTube I used to do back in the day when I was still in college, but after that it's kind of sputtered out, and I've had much more time enjoying Twitch.
All right. And Chucks, other than loving your adorable dog,
thank you.
What are you doing?
Right now I'm trying to get a YouTube channel off the ground that I'm procrastinating very hard on. It's called Adulting is Really Hard. And it's basically the idea of just anything and everything, stuff that you don't learn in school, things more of a medical, career-based, how to do your taxes stuff. But I only got like 1 or 2 videos up, and one of the videos is like a meme video.
You said medical career.
Right.
So that's what you do for a living?
Yes, I am home health, personal home health aide, or a private home health aide. I've been in the medical field for about 12 years. I used to be in construction, but the housing bubble popped, and my dad told me to get into something that was, that would last a lot longer. And as he told me, as long as people are dying, you'll have a job in healthcare. So, and unfortunately, it's absolutely true. So,
you got your wish?
I got my wish in the worst way possible.
Exactly.
But,
holy crap.
but yeah, I actually was recently in medical facilities, and I made the switch about 3 weeks before COVID happened. I made the switch to privatized, and I was like, I'm only going to do the people I want to do. I'm not going to work in big facilities anymore. And then we had a huge problem, which I'm very very grateful that I have my job, and I am in the position I am. So that's kind of the first video I put up was CNA, which is certified health. I can't think.
Certified nurse's assistant.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then home health aid, which HHA. So I did a little video on that. It was the very first video I've ever done on YouTube, and I was scared and very robotic, but it's a good video. I had to get started. So the next video hopefully will be about procrastination. But so on Twitch,
you're doing non-gaming stuff.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Twitch.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly is.
The vlog world is a big world, mate. There's plenty of room for you in it.
Absolutely. I think so. I'm working really hard to try and get out of the medical field because in the last 4 years since I started playing Galaxy of Heroes, I've been in medical, and that's what I was talking about earlier. And so I've started to kind of get really good at being an end of life care healthcare provider. And it's very, very depressing. So I've had about 3 people that I've witnessed die personally, and then 5 altogether that I've been end of life care for. So I'm like, I need to do something else because it's killing my heart. So on to Twitch. I love Twitch. So what I've been doing, I started on Sorcerer's Arena because I was so kind of fed up with what was going on with Galaxy of Heroes. And I mean, it is just, it's the exact same thing, but just different characters. And I mean, we can get into it more in a bit. You know what I mean, not exactly, but like the arena, the PvP. I mean, well, it's got better things than Galaxy of Heroes.
Yes.
As far as like PvP and things like that. But as far as like, I understand from playing Galaxy of Heroes, I understand like status effects and like, you know, having a tank versus DPS. And those are all things I didn't understand before Galaxy of Heroes. And I learned it through Galaxy of Heroes. Now I can take that and apply it to something else like DSA, which I'm really excited about.
All right.
Okay. So
since we're going around here, Neil, outside of Galaxy of Heroes, what are you doing?
Oh, God, that's a tough one. Let me think. DSA. I'm doing DSA. I've been live streaming DSA for the last 3 days. I'm going to call it. I'm going to start calling it my daily dailies. So that's what I'm going to do. It's my daily dailies, and every morning I'm going to live stream doing my dailies because doing dailies is fun. Come on. When was the last time a person could say doing their dailies was fun? It's fun to do the dailies of DSA. Yeah. I love doing the dailies.
Neil, would you be interested in putting that on our Twitch channel to join these guys?
Yeah. I think I will do that because that definitely sounds like some non-GAC fun to be had, which rolls me back around to because Twitch is so much fun, and GAC and DSA. GAC seems to be the predominant fun element.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you guys, how did you get into that? I mean, I know because I had conversation with Andy Beads before the Chain Gang came along, but how did you guys how does it work? How do you go from channel to channel to channel? You know, how did you come together and say, right, we want to do a stream after a stream after a stream after a stream?
And the first one to point at the camera will answer that question. All right, Rand B.
All right, so if you're familiar with Twitch, then you know that rating is very much a part of the community aspect of Twitch. Like, you want to stream, but you also want to support other people in that community around the game that you have, and that's the great thing about the community with with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Like we met all these guys. We've been meeting more people. Andy beats himself, and then Andy kind of became like the center for everybody to meet. We all kind of went into his Discord. We all talked. We all shared with everything, and then the idea came up that I don't remember. I want to give credit to the right person, but the idea came up that since this rating system is kind of cool, we could just like not get in each other's ways and just like one person stream and then go over to the next person by rating them and so on and so forth and continuing it and as a circle so that everybody gets exposed and that way everybody kind of lifts up, not just the individual but the whole group.
Word.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit guilty for the name. I have to accept blame for that. It was the first thing that popped into my head when I was talking with Andy, because Andy and I did actually have a discussion. He's like, I've got this group of really awesome Twitch streamers and we all do GAC. And if Ray Rock's in the chat, he takes partial blame for this as well, because it was Ray Rock that put Andy and me together to have said conversation. And then Andy went away, and obviously he spoke. I didn't know any of you guys at the time. I didn't know how many people he had, and I didn't know about this raid thing. But it sounds. So how exactly does that work? Because I'm not as predominant on Twitch. I'm more predominant on YouTube. How does the raid thing work, Ninja?
All right, yeah, Ninja was the first to raise.
There is so inside the Discord, Andy Bede's Discord, there is a Google Docs form where you go in, sign in through your web browser, and you put in your name in the spot that you want to fill. So I'm on the East Coast, and I have like free range of the morning because everybody's basically on the West Coast. So I kind of try to grab the mornings on the weekdays whenever I can. So there's a docs that everyone can access, and that's how we know who's going next.
Oh, so it's not arguing. It's just you go in, look at the Google. You look at the Google document.
Call Google Dougal.
You look at the Google
like
document.
Google
you pick your most convenient slot, and then you all just one person starts the ball rolling, and then everybody kind of like picks up the mantle.
Right.
So how does the raid function work? Does it like pop up on your screen? Do people have to leave your channel and go to the other? Is it a simple case of just pushing a button? How does that raid work? Oh, Flair had his finger up.
So within Twitch, all the streamer has to do is do /raid and then the channel name. The viewers don't have to actually, and so basically you can just keep typing like you were in the previous stream. So that's right. It makes it really easy for us to coordinate raids.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I might have to come join you guys. I might have to come join you guys.
Yes.
On the Escape Pod. You see, one of the reasons why I do YouTube is because I do 2 accounts. I have 3, but I play 2. GAC online, I do like a really early account, and then I do like a mid-level account. I guess you guys will just do 1 account.
No, most of us have. Well, I know I have 2. I think Rand has 2. Ninja looks like he has
got
2.
So you've all got your main. You've all got a main account, and then most people have a main, and most people have an alt, don't they?
Yeah.
So
I know Gator has 2.
Do you stream both when you're doing the chain gang thing, or do you just like kind of think, so I'm just going to do my main?
Whatever.
Yeah,
I have my main from the beta. Like Spartan helped me get into the beta, so I have a 32 level, and then I have like a 22 level.
Oh, right, okay, nice one, very, very good. Paul, ask some questions because I've been hogging the mic.
No, you're quite fine. I actually have one of the devs of another game that we play messaging me right in the middle of the live chat.
Cool.
Would that be Lego?
I cannot say.
Oh, I wanted, speaking of that, there also is a Lego turn-based game that I tried to get to work. I don't know if it's out yet or not.
Lego Legacy, it's out now.
It is?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I'll pull that up.
Paul and me have been playing and covering it.
Cool. I couldn't get it to work because I think I was trying to do it while it was in beta. So, but I love the turn-based strategy because I'm a Final Fantasy VII boy. And I love turn-based. Like I just can't
Who doesn't love turn-based? Turn-based RPGs, they're so much fun.
They're great.
Tactics,
Gives you time
strategy, unless you're a Kraken. I mean, if you're a Kraken, you don't care about strategy, or you just brute force. You are a blunt object, and everything in your path gets smashed.
Right.
So a Kraken in the days of Final Fantasy VII, Ninja, you can agree with me on this, are the people that literally grind every single spirit to level 99. Those are your Krakens of Final Fantasy VII.
Right. Absolutely.
The gold chocobo and all that.
But now it's just monetized. And it's like, why, we have all got really busy lives. We're all older. We all, have jobs and kids and wives and ex-wives. And it's like, why do I don't have the time to sit here and grind like I did when I was 8 years old. So I'll buy it. Not me.
So Ando, what you mentioned your favorite faction. Let's go back around the horn like we did. Ando, Rand, Flare, and then Ninja. So how far do you get in the climb of GAC?
So it depends. So this last one, I'm assuming you're talking about rank, right?
To Kyber or not to Kyber?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So normally I make Kyber. This last one, my alt account, which is like the smaller, it's like a smaller account. That was like in the top, I want to say like 150. And then in this, for my bigger account, I'm at 5.8 million. So it's like I'm really facing kind of some tough competition. But I got to, I think, I don't know, like 1,500 or something like that. But yeah, typically I make it to Kyber on both accounts. The bottom one, or the alt account, is definitely easier. It's way more open in those like anywhere from like 2.8 to 3.5 million range. And you get to see some pretty cool, like, people don't have like all the gear 13, so they like make makeshift factions themselves. So that's kind of like the cool part about down below. Once you get to that like 5.8 million, everyone's got a Galactic Republic faction. Everyone's got a Sith Empire faction. Like it's the full faction that's all reliced out and everything. You're just like, oh man, this is tough.
I can attest. Randby.
I consistently almost make Kyber. Almost. I'm always scratching it.
All right. Unfortunately, you're not. I'm gonna fist bump down in your direction on the screen. I'm an almost Kyber guy too.
I'm almost there, but it's always the ships. I don't want to input the effort on the ships, and like Ray Rock says, that the ships is pretty much what makes it so that I make it or not. That's usually the case for me, at least.
Ships can be the downfall. If you don't have good ships, GAC with ships in, you're kind of screwed.
I just don't want to input the effort. I don't like it. I don't like ships. I just don't.
I love my malevolence. That's where you and I differ.
I don't have one. If I had one, I'd probably like that one.
You would.
Yes.
You would.
Yes.
Embers, what you got?
So ever since the 3v3 Grain Arena season they did, I've been usually hitting Kyber. This last one was just a whole bunch of awful things happening one after the other. I completely missed week 2 because I was on vacation. I missed it by 2 minutes. I couldn't do the entire one. And I was lagged out from everything that was happening. We had the time change and everything during that week.
Dang.
So I was always a few minutes off from setting defenses. I was usually one to set it like a couple of minutes before it actually shifted to offense. So with the first 2 rounds of week 3, didn't set my defense at all. So it autoed. I squeezed out one. Dude didn't attack on the second one. Third one, I got completely wasted. The dude set really good defenses. So I got into Erodium this time around, and I hated it. I was punching myself week 2.
Ninja.
I have had terrible luck with GAC. Because the timing is terrible. If I could change my GAC to a different time to be able to get into it and set my defenses, I think I'd have a lot more fun. But
okay.
Because of go ahead.
I'm going to say this as a territory battle officer. You have 24 hours. You make your time during your day.
Well, I work at someone's house from 9 to 3, and I have no cell service.
Right.
So it's like
you got time on the shitter.
But like, so that I do have a lot of time on the shitter, but do I care? Not really. Like, I really don't care about GAC. Like, I'm playing Disney Arena. I just unlocked a new spell, Infinity Sighted Die. Like, Galaxy of Heroes is just, I can't do it anymore. Like, GAC, I'd love to, but like, I'm not in a big guild anymore. I'm not like, what am I doing trying to like, okay, I got to be at this game and make sure I do my thing at this time and make sure I get everything set? No, I got so many things going on in my life. I don't
So during the chain gang streams for GAC, you're like the moody guy that rages, aren't you? So everybody needs to now definitely tune into the chain gang to watch Ninja sit there and go.
Because
I don't care. Go on, beat me. I don't care. Go on. Auto.
Because I get autoed, and I just, if I had a little bit more control over it, I would probably enjoy it. And now that I'm not in a gigantic guild, I really need GAC currency in order to do stuff. But I can't because I don't have control over it.
Oh,
all right. And
did you hit Kaiba?
How did you do this last GAC?
Oh, well, I hit Kaiba, of course.
Oh,
I hit Kaiba, not once.
Not
twice, but
not
thrice.
Thrice. Oh my
God! I played 3
God.
accounts and I got Kaiba on all 3 accounts. So
way to rub it in, Neil.
Oh,
It was. I mean, full disclosure, I have had triple Kaiba before, but I was playing 5 accounts at the time. And I got 3 out of the 5, and the reason why I only got 3 out of the 5 was because 2 of the accounts I did not get placed in a group during week 3, so I was a little bit miffed. I ended up just not bothering with those 2 accounts and finished that season with. So technically, it wasn't triple Kaiba; it was 3 out of 5. But this time, it meant more. It felt good because I played 3 and I got 3. So I love GAC.
I'm gonna mention here that you remember that development tracker we were talking about in the first segment?
Yeah.
Your getting lost, not being placed in a group is still on the dev tracker.
It's still on the dev tracker. I put that on the dev tracker in October of last year. And it's happened to me, I think, a total of about 5 times. Not all on the same account. I think it happened once on my main account. It happened twice on the Pom-Pom-tastic account, which really... and it happened twice on my Merc account, but I wasn't that fussed about my Merc account. It only bothers me. It only bothered me the 2 times when it happened on the Pom-Pom-tastic. When things go wrong with my Pom-Pom-tastic GAC account, I just I lose it. I go nuts. I rage. That's the only reason people were watching me. People were like, if Nev doesn't get triple Kaiba, he's going to rage quit or do something mad. And I didn't, even though I was extremely nervous because I got Kaiba on 1 account at round 1. I got Pom-Pom-tastic to Kaiba round 2. So it was the 3rd account. It was the 12th round. It was the final round. And, I needed just under 1,000 banners. And it's like... Please let me get it live because it's going to be so bloody humiliating if I don't get it. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So we asked 30 minutes of you guys. We have gone to almost 40 right now. I'm very appreciative of you guys sticking around. But let's go ahead and start to wrap this up. We'll go down the line as we did right off the bat. Ninja, what you got coming up on your streams in the near future?
Near future, it's nothing really is planned. I have Resident Evil. I just picked up today. We played a little bit in it. The Resident Evil 3. And we're just Disney, the Disney Galaxy of Heroes is what we're gonna play.
Disney Galaxy. Again, you should say Galaxy of Heroes Unboxed. You can move all of them into all three of them together.
I like it.
Gaming Embers, what you got coming up?
Pretty much whatever I'm feeling that day. Like I've said, it's mostly Minecraft right now. Kind of whatever mobile game I'm wanting to play at the time. We'll figure out when we get there.
All right, Rand B.
I have Disney Sorcerer's Arena coming up. We have actually made my alt account is actually not like full 85 GAC ready, but we stream it just to show what fun the game used to be when you could actually reach stuff back in the day. So I do some of that sometimes, and of course I join Ninja for some Warzone, which is fun.
Yeah,
there you go. And Ando. You have the privilege of wrapping us all up here. What do you have coming up on the Chain Gang stream?
So on Twitch, I like to stream, or I've been streaming now because I just unlocked them. Ways to beat General Anakin Skywalker with Supreme Leader Kylo. Just a bunch of the raid stuff. Just trying different teams out on all the raids. And then, I might, who knows, if they pressure me into it, I might start doing the DSA stuff and
DSA.
maybe even some more MSF.
Support a good game. Support a good game.
Yeah. Sure. But honestly, it's just fun hanging out with these guys. We've slowly started merging even our MSF into the same guild, and we're in the same club now in DSA. And so we're going hard on them all. So lot to see out here on Twitch, guys.
Excellent. Any last words for them, Neil?
Check these guys out. They are going to give you a lot, and I do mean a lot, of content. CG could definitely learn a few things from you guys.
Yeah, down in the description below is a link to each and every single one of these guys, along with our previous guest, Andy Beads. You can go back to that one and click on that. There are also two others that we're missing. Am I correct, guys?
Oh, there's a few that are missing. We have
Spartan
Little Gator. Spartan's in the chat.
Spartan's in the chat.
Follow him. He's awesome. He got
of course,
me into DSA.
Andy Little Gator. We got Mudbum.
Am
I missing anybody?
Lazy Turtle.
Fruit.
Yeti is also in there.
Oh, that is Swagger Yeti. We had him on as well.
Yeah, we've had Yeti on.
Yeah, if you follow one of us, then and you catch a GAC, and we'll probably chain you to the rest of the guys. So you just follow one and just keep going along with it. Yeah, you'll follow them all eventually.
That's what I love.
Lazy Turtle.
That's what's so good about the Chain Gang. If you start on one, you can just you just organically get fed to the others.
Right. Yeah. Spend the whole day.
Danish Lazy Turtle. Yep, definitely.
Lazy Turtle, awesome guy. Yep.
Excellent, guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on. If we had 3 more people, we could play Hollywood Squares. Maybe we'll do that on a Twitch.
We've got to do it.
We've got to do Hollywood Squares on a Twitch stream. We have to.
and marbles.
Oh, I was gonna say I do marbles on stream.
I really enjoyed the marbles, man.
I do too.
I mean, we'll all need notepads, but we should definitely do celebrity squares because
And I think we really should start a kind of chain gang for DSA.
Yeah, that definitely works for me because I love streaming that game right now.
Me too.
All right, we'll be in contact about that, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on. Coming up after this break, it is Patreon's Choice, where you probably already know what we're going to be talking about. They've chosen games that we're playing while we're at home a little bit longer than we want to be. And also coming up in this break, a brand new episode of Helly and the Noob right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Macias today on Discord at all lowercase Macias number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at maciasmods@gmail.com. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod cast.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Air could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/The Escape Pod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
Last time on Harry in the Mood.
Uncalled for. What a jerk. Helenix is a hack. He can't even swagga. Who the space hell does Helenix think he is? That's why nobody likes him. He's a power-hungry dictator who attacks people for no reason. He thinks he's so cool. What, with all his swagga celebrity friends? He'll see. This won't end well for the salty Spartan. His time is coming soon. Trademark.
Why do I keep feeling like that noob is going to be the end of me? All right. Back to work analyzing Newbie's self-diagnostic report. Let's see now. Here it is. Full neural pathway analysis. Okay. This is attempt to override blocked. Well, that's good. Wait. Primary override successful. Wait, what's this? New codex implemented. F. Asimov's rules. Prime directive updated. Helenix must be... Whoa. That wasn't no asteroid impact or some space turbulence. That almost sounded like engines backfiring. Great, just when I had this bucket of bolts put back together. Newbie, where you at, droid? Jeez Louise, these sensors are going nuts. Looks like engineering terminals A and B are both throwing fault codes. What the space hell? Wonderful, now we're limping along in space under half our normal power output? Noob, get your rusty gears in motion and get back in here now, mister.
I am here. Lennox, how can I be
of service?
Something happened to engineering terminals A and B.
And C.
Wait, and C?
And D. And E. Yes, Lennox. All of our ship's engineering terminals are throwing faults.
I already know.
Hang on. How do you know that already?
I may have had a minor...
accident.
Explain.
Remember that magazine and can of motor oil? Well, what had happened was...
Jeez, come on, droid. Dude, you went to the engineering terminals to do that? We really have to reset some of your safety protocols and decency parameters, I think.
I already told...
Yeah. Great. Wait.
I wasn't doing anything.
Embarrassing.
Wait, what's up with your voice modulator? Never mind. All I know is that now, instead of listening to the Escape Pod cast with our hosts, Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Air, I gotta hope to Elysium that someone's near enough to give us the parts we need to repair whatever it is you broke, and hope they don't turn out to be some roving gang of space pirates. Look, I'll head back to those terminals and see if I can't figure out what you did to all 5 of them. I'll put out any fires, I'll rewire them if I have to. Meanwhile, you start sending out a distress call and launching the distress relay beacons, because if we don't get rescued by someone, and fast, this might just be the end of Helly and the Noob. What are you waiting for? That sound effect doesn't mean you get to take a break, noob. Get to work.
Yes, Linux. Right away, Linux. This is the noob. I am a PK series droid in service of Linux.
Gotta go.
Linux is the captain of the Aragon Space Swallow, a heavily modified Corellian YT-1000 light freighter. We are adrift in space. Our thrusters are backfiring and we're experiencing weak propulsion rates. Please send help, but fair warning.
We are heavily armed and will not hesitate to defend ourselves from all manner of space pirates and junkers, and especially any politicians.
We have no valuables and are carrying next to worthless cargo. Our freighter has no escape pods.
Cass.
But we do have a small starhopper, the Space Frogger. Our crew consists of only 2. A salty Spartan,
who thinks way too highly of himself,
and a PK series worker droid,
with a penchant for calamity.
We are born-again, free-to-play Swaga gamers. We have no galactic legends. We don't give the devs any of our drachmas. We barely have any of our Tim's relic, but we do our 600s daily. And we participate in all guild events. We also run a few Discord servers. And we are part of the Escape Podcastaways Content Creator Network. This message will repeat. This is the noob. I am a PK series droid in service of Linux. Linux is the captain of the Aragon Space Swallow, a heavily modified Corellian YT-1000 light freighter. We are adrift in space. Our thrusters are backfiring and we're experiencing weak propulsion rates. Please send help, but fair warning.
We are heavily armed and will not hesitate to defend ourselves from all manner of space pirates.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast, and I have visuals. I'm so excited and proud of myself, Paul.
I'm proud of you too, Neil. So, during that interview, it was strange that we didn't have any reaction from Rand, because there was an earthquake in his area. So that's kind of fun.
Well, maybe he just didn't feel it. Maybe he's in one of those earthquake-proof apartments, you know? Maybe it was a small earthquake. Maybe he wasn't near the epicenter.
I remember when I was living in San Diego, I helped start up a radio station out there. And I remember the one and only time that I felt an earthquake just south of Imperial Beach, California. I'm sitting in the house that I was renting. And all of a sudden, it just felt like a bunch of cell phones underneath me had vibrate turned on. And I was like, what in the world? And that was it. It was a 5.2 earthquake. This wasn't very big, but it was, a 3.7 still makes the people go, huh?
If I was on the coast and I felt an earthquake, I'd be heading inland ASAFP. Because you don't know where the epicenter of that earthquake was. If the epicenter was off the coast, you want to be going inland. You know, if it comes from that direction, you want to be heading the other direction.
So, anyway, let's get into Patreon's choice.
Patreon's choice today. What was it? What was Patreon's choice, mate?
Our Patreons were all talking about what games other than Swaga that they're playing during the times that there's all this stay at home mandates with extra time on your hands.
Oh, you mean the lager lurgy?
Yeah, sure.
The beer bug.
If that's what you want to call it.
Well, it's not what I want to call it. It's what YouTube demands of its content creators.
Well, no, we're not offering medical advice. We're explaining situations of dealing with a post-COVID-19 kind of situation.
You said the word.
It doesn't.
Me.
So bring me a shrubbery, Neil. All right.
Okay, I will bring you a shrubbery.
All right. So, B Counts or B Coots, is our he's one of our good major Patreons. He says, along with countless jigsaw puzzles and Harry Potter audiobooks narrated by Stephen Fry, he's also Yes, he's also found Fallen Order a second time on a higher difficulty, and has even started replaying Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast.
Oh, nice one.
So, Force Strong said that he and his wife both started new Skyrim characters.
Cool, very cool.
And let's see what else we had here. And then I chimed in, and I was saying, I found a lot of fun playing with another one of our Patreons, Run DMV.
The man who likes cats.
Yeah, the man who likes cats. He and I, and also the llama, and we pick up a rando every so often that says that they want to join from our listener lounge, and we play Fortnite. You
don't just play Fortnite, Paul.
I play the Banana Bunch.
You dress up as bananas, don't you?
We do dress up as bananas. We have the battle pass, and we all dress up in Agent Peely, and we call ourselves the Banana Bunch. And we even sing a parody of the Brady Bunch while we're doing it sometimes. So, but the whole thing. The whole thing is that we do find ourselves in want, and not only not only in because we have extra time. It's because of we haven't. We said this last week. Only 1%.
Less than one.
It might be a little bit tongue in cheek, or maybe it's true. Are playing these Galactic Legends. 3 months of build up.
Started in December.
To get 1% of people actually doing something.
Yeah.
And then silence on everything else, with the exception of the ability to sell mods.
Yeah.
So when people get upset at a game, what do?
They take their wallets and they go and play another game, or they spend that money somewhere else. They vote with their wallets.
Yeah.
True democracy.
And so it comes down to the fact that you and I have actually found a game. You found the game and then turned me onto it.
Yeah.
Disney's Sorcerer Arena. Guys, I'm. This is one of those situations where I'm going to look straight at you if you're watching the YouTube version and tell you I haven't had this much fun since I first found Swaga. It has brand new mechanics that I absolutely love. The ability to see who's up next in a graphical representation. I'd be even fine if this was in text.
Mm-hmm.
I would be fine if it just had a text of who's next, but it's a graphical representation. Honestly, I wish it was text so I knew which one of those two coconut people was going to go next.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it comes down to the fact that they have these new mechanics along with live PvP, along with for those who do like to play games, and if you enjoy them, spend a little bit of money. You don't even have to whale on this. There is 2 ways of doing it. There's a VIP. There's a VIP thing that I think is either $10 or $15, depending on which version you want to get. That gives you extra bonuses. And then there's also a season pass for $10, and it goes throughout I think it was 3 months, it said. But where they go through an entire season, just like Fortnite, and you get elevated rewards.
Yeah. Great. I'm gutted I'm missing out on them, but yeah, because you know me, I'm pure free to play. And the weird thing with me, the weird thing about this game is I've taken issue with various different mobile games and the predatory nature within certain games and certain mechanics that get people to hand over lots and lots of cash. Now, Disney has a lot of pay to win mechanics in it, a lot, but it doesn't detract from the game at all. I love the model that they're using. I really, really do. And even though I can't participate financially, I still get the enjoyment out of the game from a pure free to play.
Okay, I'm gonna say this as somebody who despises seeing that little circle on the right hand side of my screen inside Galaxy of Heroes. If I don't want to buy something, I should be able to hide it. There are way too many, and some of them only cosmetic, Neil.
Yeah.
There are some things that are only cosmetic. There are way too many packs to be highlighting a little red dot.
Yeah.
Now, I'm over red dots thanks to, the Stockholm syndrome that Swaga has given us over, not spending your Zetas. But I wish that I could just hide I think I counted and it was 18 different packs along the very top on that store that it wants me to buy. And looking at it, I'm going, I don't even have this kind of money imagined that I would want to spend. The initial offer that they gave you, Neil, my jaw dropped. $75 on the first item that they wanted you to buy. No, just no.
That one of my criticisms of the game is the notifications on the premium packs, the pay to win packs, because I'm there playing away, I'm having fun, which is true. I'm not, that's not BS. I am playing away and I am having fun, and I'll be on my home screen, and then in the store a little red dot will appear, and I'll be like, "Oh, brilliant, something free," and I'll open it up, and it's not. Because I farmed a character, there is a mechanic in the game that registers that I've just farmed. Like, for example, I just farmed for Ariel. So I just farmed Ariel. I got 2 shards out of 3, which is beautiful. I'm thinking, yeah, lovely. So go back to the home screen, and there's a little red dot in the store, and I'm like, oh, maybe something's refreshed. Maybe I'm going to get a free chest or something. I go in, and the red dot is over the Ariel pack to purchase shards, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to buy anything. Please stop. So it is a mechanic that's built in, and here's the thing, I 100% understand it. Disney as a company is on its knees. It is collapsing right now, and the one ray of light that they have right now is a mobile game that requires people to, people are at home and they're not going to their parks, and they're not going to their hotels, they're not going to Disneyland, they're not going to Disney World, they're not going to the cinema to watch their movies. So Disney is on its knees right now, and this game is their one ray of hope, and right at the start they're going to try and milk it. They are going to try and milk it, and if it wasn't fun, the game would have collapsed already. But it's so much fun. It is immensely fun, and there are different tiers of buying. I'd love to be in one of those tiers. I'm never going to be in one of those tiers. Something else that's great in this is the gifting. You can practically gift anything from one friend to another, one clubmate to another. Oh, big ups to Galaxy's Heroes. Yeah, that's my club. And that's not something that's, so if like in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, we always wanted the ability to be able to directly gift pieces of gear to a friend or to a guildmate. And you can't do that. And they flat out refuse to do it. They're like, oh, well, people will get multiple accounts and they'll abuse it and they'll gift it to each other. And Disney are like, no, we're going to do it because people are spending money, and if they want to gift what they've spent on to somebody else, that's their prerogative. And I think it's brilliant, you know, and the mere fact that you can do that in this game, there are things you can do in this game that we've been asking for in Swugger for years, and the Disney dev team are like, it's almost as if they've been watching streamers for the last 12 months, and every constructive, critical comment made about the game that streamers have been playing. Okay, live PvP, ability to gift gear, and they've just been writing it down, and the devs have been, and it's like, okay, so they have a dev meeting and they're like, right, okay, what can we add in this game that the other ones don't have? Oh, live PvP. Oh, can we do that straight away? Yeah, it's easy. Obviously it's easy because they've done it straight away, and the ability to share materials. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's starting off, you know, Discord right away, devs right away. And I have said this to people, you know, the game is in its infancy, so the devs are going to be very open, and they're going to be very touchy-feely with the community, with streamers, with gamers. Let's see if they're still doing it 4 years from now, because we remember. And if they're not like this a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years from now, we're going to be like, excuse me, but you were showing the love when you first started. You were showing the love 12 months later. Why aren't you continuing to show the love now? Because that's what CG was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, CG were having game changers invited to the studio. They had Discord, they had chat, they had conference. It's none of that anymore. So Disney, learn from other developers' mistakes and keep doing what you're doing, and make sure you're doing what you're doing now 12, 24, 36 and 48 months down the road.
Okay, and not only will we remember, we'll also have, as of April 3rd, 9:36 p.m., this will be recorded for us to look back on, just like we're going to look back in January to the things that CG promised us. We said it in the first episode of the year that we were going to look back on what was promised to us in this year, and we're going to see if those things held up. We can do the same right now with Star Wars, or not, damn it, with Disney Sorcerer's Arena. We could do the exact same things.
Just say DSA.
DSA. All right. With that being said, guys, all we ask of you is 2 hours. If you're going to stick around for the entire show, we have gone a little bit over that. So we are going to go ahead and rein it in for this week. But, what are we going to see this coming week? One thing we didn't say, and I'll say it really quick, StarWars.com apparently teases that there's going to be limited time events. We'll see what those are.
Yeah, because the CG website doesn't seem to have a clue what StarWars.com is talking about.
Exactly. So we'll end up finding out what's going on here. And it honestly is it's depressing, because we love this game so much, we built a damn podcast about it. Okay? So if you think we're complaining, we're only complaining because of our passion for it and our love for it. We're not out for the YouTube ad dollars. We're not out for the whole entire we love each and every single one of our listeners. We want to get to know each and every single one of our listeners, and we appreciate each and every single one of our listeners. And it comes down to this, we are here for the community. If somebody from the community came up and said, "Hey, I've got this situation going on, can you help?" You ask anybody in our Discord server, I am right there. I will do what I can to help, because I'm here for the community. We love this game, and we want to see it continue to be awesome, and we want to see other things. But you know what? I kind of feel like that guy from the from that little meme looking at DSA when Swaga's looking at me going, what the hell? All right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to throw in there, CG, you've dropped the ball. You're not dropping the ball, you've dropped the ball. Swallow your goddamn pride, pick up the ball, and talk to us. Because if you don't, DSA's going to crush you.
And when Neil says us, as much as we want it to be Neil and I, talk to the community. From what I understand, you're relaunching the entire test account and content creator outreach program. One of your community ambassadors are sitting right here on your screen right now. Do the smart thing. With that being said, get us to 1,000, guys. All we want to do is be able to put out a tip jar. That's all. We love you. Be nice to each other, damn it. Wash your damn hands. And we'll see you next week on the Escape Pod cast. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.